Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Narotam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiri Nashtaprahisha Bhadrahisha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naitiki. Continuing the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 20, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatana Goswami in the science of the absolute truth. Text 37 words. So Sanatana Goswami is on his way to Varanasi. Chali chali Gosai tabe aila Hajipure Sandhya kale vasila ek udhyana bitare. So Sanatana Goswami, as we studied yesterday, that he left Ramkeli, somehow he bribed the jailkeeper, got out, and he started walking towards Prayagraj, towards Varanasi. And on the way, he was going to stay in a motel or was in some place, and that person had a palmist, and there was an 8 gold coin thing. And then Sanatana Goswami gave him 7, and his servant Ishan still had 1. So Sanatana Goswami sent him back with that gold coins. Means no more money. And somehow the landlord was happy with him, so he took him, his paper took him across the mountain. So now he is on his own, walking towards Varanasi. And on the way, he came to Hajipur. Walking and walking, Sanatana Goswami finally arrived at a place called Hajipur. That evening, he sat down within a garden. Sahi Hajipur rahe, Shrikant Tara Naam, Gosaira Bhagini Pati, Kare Rajakam. In Hajipur, there was a gentleman named Shrikant, who happened to be the husband of Sanatana Goswami's sister. He was engaged there in government service. Tin laksh mudra raja diyache tarasthane, ghoda mulya laya pathaye pacharasthane. Shrikant had 300,000 gold coins with him, which had been given to him by the emperor for the purchase of horses. The Shrikant was buying horses and dispatching them to the emperor. Tungi upar vashi sei gosai rede kila. Ratri ek jan sange gosai pasha aila. When Shrikant was sitting in an elevated place, he could see Sanatana Goswami. That night, he took a servant and went to see Sanatana Goswami. So he could not go and see him in the daytime because first he was busy in this purchase of horses. And secondly, he didn't want anybody to know that Sanatana Goswami is here. Dui janna mili tata ishta goshti kahila. Bandhana mokshana katha Gosai sakli kahila. When they met, they had many conversations. Sanatana Goswami told him in detail about his arrest and release. Teho kehe din tui rahai sthane, bhadra hau chadai malina vasane. Shrikant then told Sanatana Goswami, stay here for at least 2 days and dress up like a gentleman. Abandon these dirty garments. Gosai kahe ek kshana iha na rahiba. Ganga par kari deha ek kshane chaliba. Sanatana Goswami replying, I shall not stay here even for a moment. Please help me cross the Ganga. I shall leave immediately. Yatnakari teho ek bhotak kambal dila, Ganga par kari dila, Gosai chalila. With great care, Shrikant gave him a woolen blanket and helped him cross the Ganga. Thus Sanatana Goswami departed again. Tabe Varanasi Gosai aila katadine, Shuni anandita haila prabhur agamane. After a few days, Sanatana Goswami arrived at Varanasi. He was very pleased to hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival there. Chandrasekhar ghare aasi dware te vasila, Mahaprabhu jani Chandrasekhare kahila. Sanatana Goswami then went to the house of Chandrasekhar and sat down by the door. Understanding what was happening, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Chandrasekhar. See, Mahaprabhu knows everything. He just, Sanatana Goswami is sitting outside the door. So Mahaprabhu called Chandrasekhar. द्वारे एक वैष्णव है बोला हता हारे Chandrasekhar देखे वैष्णव नहीं के द्वारे. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, there is a devotee at your door. Please call him in. Going outside, Chandrasekhar could not see a Vaishnav at his door. द्वारे ते वैष्णव नहीं प्रभु रे कहीला केह है करी प्रभु तारे पुछीला. When Chandrasekhar informed the Lord that no Vaishnava was at his door, the Lord asked him, is there anyone at all at your door? तेहो कहे एक दरवेश अच्छे द्वारे तारे आना प्रभु वाक्य कहिला तहारे. Chandrasekhar replied, there is a Muslim mendicant, Daravesh. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, please bring him here. Chandrasekhar then spoke to Sanatana Goswami, who was still sitting beside the door. Prabhu tomai bolaya aisa Daravesh, shuni anande sanatan karila pravesha. O Muslim mendicant, please come in, the Lord is calling you. Sanatana Goswami was very pleased to hear this order, and he entered Chandrasekhar's house. Tahare angane dekhi Prabhu dhaya aila, tare alingan kari, prema vishtahaila. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Sanatana Goswami in the courtyard, he immediately went up to him with great haste. After embracing him, the Lord was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. So Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatana Goswami. Prabhu sparshe prema vishta haila sanata morana chuniya kahe gadgad vachan. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana was also overwhelmed with ecstatic love. In a faltering voice, he said, "Oh my Lord, do not touch me." दुई जने गला गली रोदन अपार देखी चंद्रशेखर पहला चमत्कार. Shoulder to shoulder, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami began to cry unlimitedly. Chandrasekhar was very much astonished to see this. तबे प्रभु तार हाथ धरि लया गेला पिंडार उपरे आपन पाशे बसाइला. Catching his hand, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Sanatana Goswami inside and made him sit on an elevated place next to him. Shri Haste Karena Tara Anga Samarjana Teho Kahe More Prabhu Nakara Sparshan. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began cleansing Sanatana Goswami's body with his own transcendental hand, Sanatana Goswami said, "Oh my Lord, please do not touch me." Prabhu Kahe Toma Sparshi Atma Pavitrite Bhakti Bale Par Tumi Brahmanda Shodhite. The Lord replied, I am touching you just to purify myself, because by the force of your devotional service, you can purify the whole universe. That is Sanatana Goswami. Bhavat Vida Bhagavatam Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Prabhu Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swanta Sthen Gada Prita. Saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord, and therefore they can purify even the places of pilgrimage. This verse was spoken by Maharaj Yudhishthir to Vidura in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vidura was returning home after visiting sacred places of pilgrimage. And Maharaj Yudhishthir was receiving his saintly uncle. And this is after the war. In a sense, Maharaj Yudhishthir was saying, my dear Lord Vidura, you yourself are a holy place because you are an advanced devotee. People like you always carry Lord Vishnu in their hearts. You can revitalize all holy places after they have been polluted by the pilgrimages of sinners. Why? Because Swanta Sthena Gadamprita, you carrying Lord in your heart. Of course, we are also carrying Lord in our heart as Paramatma. So what's the difference? Difference is devotees not only carry, but they are aware of the Lord in them. Then they do I want to say devotion service, but the other day we discussed we don't do devotion for Paramatma. We only do bhakti for Bhagwan. But devotees or advanced devotees, see, everybody has Paramatma in there. But when we become advanced, so advanced, then our Ishtadev sits in our heart, not the Paramatma anymore. Whoever our Ishtadev is. Just like when Hanumanji tore open his chest, they could see Sita Ram. It wasn't Paramatma sitting in his chest. So Vidurji, it is said, is carrying Lord Vishnu, whoever the Ishtadeva Vidurji is. So because of that presence and because of his advancement, it is said they can even purify the places of pilgrimage. That is the power of it. And this is what Mahaprabhu is telling Sanatana Goswami, that you purify the places. You can purify the whole universe. A sinful person goes to a holy place of pilgrimage to be purified. In a holy place, there are many saintly people and temples of Lord Vishnu. However, the holy place becomes infected with the sins of many visitors. When an advanced devotee goes to a holy place, he counteracts all the sins of the pilgrim. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira addressed Vidura this way. Since an advanced devotee carries Lord Vishnu within his heart, he is a moving temple and a moving Vishnu. Of course, the devotee doesn't become Vishnu. Jiva never becomes Vishnu. But he is so absorbed in the thoughts of serving and thoughts of thinking about the Lord. So he's that way he's not different. An advanced devotee does not need to go to holy places, for wherever he stays is a holy place. In this connection, Narottam Das Thakur states, Tirtha Yatra Parishram Kevala Manera. Visiting holy places is simply another type of bewilderment. Since an advanced devotee does not need to go to a holy place, why does he go? The answer is that he goes simply to purify the place. That's how powerful advanced devotees are. Name bhakta chaturvedi mad bhakta shapacha priya tasmai deyam tato grahayam sacha pujyo yathaya. Lord Krishna said, even though a person is very learned scholar of the Sanskrit Vedic literatures, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in devotional service. However, even though a person is born in a family of dog eaters, he is very dear to me if he is a pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activity or mental speculation. Indeed, all respect should be given to him. Whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotees are as worshipable as I am. So this verse is included in Hari Bhakti Vilas, compiled by Sanatana Goswami. Vipradvishad Guna Yutan Arvinda Nava Padarvinda Vimukata Shopacham Varishta Manya Tadarpita Mano Vache Hitartha Pranam Punati Sakulam Natu Bhuri. One may be born in a Brahmin family, have all 12 Brahminical qualities, But if he is not devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who has a navel shaped like a lotus, he is not as good as a Chandal who has dedicated his mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the service of the Lord. Simply to take birth in a Brahmin family or to have Brahminical qualities is not sufficient. One must become a pure devotee of the Lord. If a Shwapach or Chandal is a devotee, he delivers not only himself but his whole family, whereas a Brahman who is not a devotee but simply has Brahminical qualifications cannot even purify himself, what to speak of his family. See, huge difference between Brahmins and devotees. This verse is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto. A Brahman is supposed to be qualified with 12 qualities. As stated in Mahabharata, Dharmasya Satyam cha Damas Tapascha Amatsaryam Rish Titiksha Nasuya Yagyasya Danam cha Dhriti Shrutam cha Vritani Vai Dvadash Brahmanasya. So these are the qualities of a Brahman. Not by just title, a hereditary title, or a caste Brahman, one becomes a Brahman. No. A Brahman must be perfectly religious, dharmas. He must be truthful, and he must be able to control his senses. He must execute severe austerities, and he must be detached, humble, and tolerant. He must not envy anyone, and he must be expert in performing sacrifices and giving whatever he has in charity. He must be fixed in devotional service and expert in the knowledge of the Vedas. These are the 12 qualifications for a Brahman. It's not easy. People, like in Hindi movies, they depict Brahmins as somebody who's very corrupt and very greedy. No, that's not a Brahman. These are the qualities of a Brahman. Perfectly religious, must be truthful, must be able to control his senses, must execute severe austerities, must be very detached, humble, and tolerant. He must not envy anyone. Must not envy anyone. Enviousness, it comes from when somebody has something, whether possession or quality or something, that we don't have. We become envious of that person. Why he has it and I don't. And he must be expert in performing sacrifices and giving whatever he has in charity. That's a Brahman. He must be fixed in devotional service and expert in the knowledge of the Vedas. So these are the 12 qualities. Bhagavad Gita also talks about Brahmanical qualities. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmins work. In the Muktafal Tika, it is said, Shamo Dhamastava Shocham, mental equilibrium, sense control, austerity, cleanliness, tolerance, simplicity, detachment, theoretical and practical knowledge, satisfaction, truthfulness, and firm faith in the Vedas are the 12 qualities of a Brahman. But still, if he doesn't have devotion to Lord Vishnu, then he's not as dear as a devotee is. Of course, Brahmins are very dear to the Lord. Toma dekhi toma sparshi, gai tomar gun, sarvendriya fal, shastra nirupan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, by seeing you, by touching you, and by glorifying your transcendental qualities, one can perfect the purpose of all sense activities. This is the verdict of the revealed scriptures. That's stated in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya. Akshano phalam twadrisha darshanam hi, tano phalam twadrisha gatra sankam, jivva phalam twadrish kirtanam hi, Sudurlabha Bhagavata hi loke. My dear Vaishnav, seeing a person like you is a perfection of one's eyesight. Touching your lotus feet is a perfection of the sense of touch. And glorifying your good qualities is a tongue's real activity. For in the material world, it is very difficult to find a pure devotee of the Lord. So perfection of the sense of touch, eyesight, and tongue, it's given. It's somehow to serve Vaishnava. Ete kahi kahe Prabhu shun sanatan, Krishna bada dayamay patita pavo. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, my dear Sanatan, please hear from me. Krishna is very merciful, and he is the deliverer of all fallen souls. Maharorav haite toma karila udhar, kripara samudra Krishna, gambhira apar. My dear Sanatan, Krishna has saved you from Maharorav, life's deepest hell. He is an ocean of mercy, and his activities are very great. So the condition Sanatana Goswami was in the jail, it was like hell. And somehow he got out. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarva Bhutana, Hrideshe Arjun Tishtati. Staying within everyone's heart, Lord Krishna works very bravely. No one can understand how he is working, but as soon as the Lord understands the sincere activity of a person in devotional service, he helps him in such a way that the devotee cannot understand how things are happening. So he helps him. But what's the basis? Sincere activity of a person in devotional service. And devotee cannot understand how things are happening. If the devotee is determined to serve the Lord is always prepared to help him. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Sanatana Goswami how merciful the Lord is. Sanatana Goswami was a minister in the service of Nawab Hussain Shah. He was always mixing with materially inclined people, particularly with Muslims, meat eaters. Although he was in intimate touch with them, by Krishna's mercy, he came to find such association distasteful. So he didn't want to be in their association. Therefore, he left them. As stated by Srinivasa Acharya, Tyakta Turanam Ashesha Mandalapati Shrenim Sada Tuchvat. Tyakta Turanam Ashesha Mandalapati Shrenim. So what was the position? Ashesha Mandalpati Shreni, in such a highly exalted position. Mandalpati Shreni. And how did he give it up? Sada Tuchhavat. Just abominable. That it's not worth it. He left it. Not just him. Srinivasa Acharya has sung this or composed this Shad Goswami Ashtakam. So all the 6 Goswamis were like that. Krishna enlightened Sanatana Goswami in such a way that he was able to give up his exalted post as a minister. Thinking his material position insignificant, Sanatana was prepared to become a mendicant. Appreciating the activities of Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised his action and thanked Krishna for his mercy upon him, upon Sanatana Goswami. So many times, or most of the times, when you speak of any materialist person, and if the business is running fine and the family life is great, health is good, oh Bhagwan ki bahut kripa, it's all mercy of the Lord. Of course, whether they believe in the heart or not, I don't know. But this is what they say. But not according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What he's saying, Krishna was very merciful upon you because he made you leave everything material and take shelter of Krishna. Actually, that is a real mercy. come to think of it. Because what people think the mercy is, if I have good job, or good business is good, I'm making good money, bank balance is increasing, and I have good family, wife, children, health is good, and whatever. Materially, everything is good. Then we get more and more entangled with those possessions. Means more cycles of birth and death we have to go through. So this is not what the real mercy is, if we analyze it this way. But those who are uh, into enjoying this material world, or trying to enjoy this material world, for them that is the mercy. सनातन कहे कृष्ण आमी नहीं जानी, हमार उद्धार हेतु तोमार कृपा मान. Sanatan replied, I do not know who Krishna is. As far as I am concerned, I have been released from prison only by your mercy. केमने छुटीला बलि प्रभु प्रश्न कैला, आद्य पांत सब कथा तेहो सुनाइला. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then asked Sanatana Goswami, how were you released from prison? Sanatan then described the story from beginning to end. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows. He is Paramatma also. He knows how Sanatana Goswami got released. But he wanted to hear from Sanatana Goswami. Because he is not acting like Supreme Lord. And he see, when a devotee describes something that happened to him or he did, then in his description, he's always keeping in mind that it's only the mercy of the Lord. And that is bhakti. When he's even describing how he got released from the jail. But this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear, his motion of bhakti, the ecstasies of bhakti in that whole incidents. प्रभु कहे तोमार दुई भाई प्रयाग मिलीला, रूप अनुपम दुहे वृंदावन गेला. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I met your two brothers, Rupa and Anupam, at Prayag. They have now gone to Vrindavan. Tapan Mishre Yar Chandrasekhare, Prabhu Agya Sanatan, Milila Dohare. By the order of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatan Goswami met both Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar. Tapan Mishra tabe tare kaila nimantrana, Prabhu kahe kshor kara yaha Sanatan. Tapan Mishra then extended an invitation to Sanatan, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sanatan Goswami to go get a shave. Because Sanatan Goswami was moving like a Daravesh, a mendicant. So he had long hair, long beard. Chandrasekhare re Prabhu kahe bolaya, ei vesha dur kar, yahan yahan rilaya. After this, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Chandrasekhar and asked him to take Sanatan Goswami with him. He also asked him to take away Sanatan's present dress. Bhadra karai tare Ganga snan karaila, Shekhara aniya tare nutan vastra dila. Chandrasekhar then made Sanatan Goswami look like a gentleman. He took him to bathe in the Ganga, and afterwards he brought him a new set of clothes. So, look like a gentleman means he shaved off his head and beard. The words Bhadrakaraya are significant in this verse. Due to his long hair, mustache, and beard, Sanatan Goswami looked like a Daravesh or a hippie. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like Sanatan Goswami's hippie features, he immediately asked Chandrasekhar to get him shaved clean. If anyone with long hair or beard wants to join this Krishna consciousness movement and live with us, he must similarly shave himself clean. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu consider long hair objectionable. Sanatana Goswami was saved from a hellish condition, Maharorav, by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Maharorav is a hell wherein animal killers are placed. So, Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto has described that completely. Sei Vasra Sanatana Nakailangikara Suniya Prabhur Mane Ananda Apada. Chandrasekhar offered a new set of garments to Sanatana Goswami, but Sanatana did not accept them. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard news of this, he became unlimitedly happy. Why? Because he wanted to see the renunciation of Sanatana Goswami. Further, Madhyan Kariya Prabhu Gela Bhiksha Kari Bhare Sanatane Laya Gela Tapan Mishre Raghare. After bathing at noon, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of Tapan Mishra for lunch. He took Sanatana Goswami with him. Pad Prakshalan Kari Bhikshate Vasila Sanatane Bhiksha Deha Mishre Kahila. After washing his feet, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down for lunch. He asked Tapan Mishra to supply Sanatana Goswami lunch also. Mishra kahe Sanatanera kichu kritya aache tumi bhiksha kara prasad tara diva paache. Tapan Mishra then said, Sanatana has some duty to perform, therefore he cannot accept lunch now. At the conclusion of the meal, I shall supply Sanatana with some remnants. Bhikshakari Mahaprabhu Vishrama Karina Mishra Prabhu Shesha Patra Sanatana Dil. After eating, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took rest for a while. Tapan Mishra then gave Sanatana Goswami the remnants of food left by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mishra Sanatana Dila Nutana Vasana Vasra Nahi Nila Teho Kaila Nivedana. When Tapan Mishra offered Sanatana Goswami a new cloth, he did not accept it. Instead, he spoke as follows. More Vasra Dite Yati Tomar Hai Mana Nij Paridhan Eka Deha Puratan. If you want to give me some cloth according to your desire, please give me an old cloth you have used. Tabe Mishra Puratan Eka Dhuti Dila Teho Dui Bahirvash Kopina Karila. When Tapan Mishra gave Sanatana Goswami a used dhoti, Sanatana immediately tore it into pieces to make two sets of outer cloth and underwear. So kopin is underwear. See how detached he is. Maharashtriya Vijay Prabhu Milaila Sanatane Sei Vipra Tare Kaila Mahanimantrane. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the Maharashtrian Brahman to Sanatana, the Brahman immediately invited Sanatana Goswami for full meals. Sanatan tumi yavat kashit tera hiva, tavat amare ghare bhikshaye kariva. The Brahman said, my dear Sanatan, as long as you remain at Kashi, please accept lunch at my place. Sanatan kahe ami madhukari kariba, Brahmanera ghare kene ekatra bhikshalaba. Sanatan replied, I shall practice the process of madhukari. Why should I accept full meals in the house of a Brahman? See, the word madhukari comes from the word madhukar, which refers to bees collecting pollen from flower to flower. A madhukari is a saintly person or a mendicant who does not accept a full meal at one house, but begs from door to door, taking a little food from each householder's place. In this way, he does not overeat or give householders unnecessary trouble. So, begs from door to door doesn't mean he overeats. No. So he might accept one chapati at one place, little sabji at some rice at another place. That's all this madhukari is. A person in the renounced order may beg, but not cook. His begging should not be a burden for the householders. The madhukari process is still strictly to be followed by a Babaji. That is, one who has attained the Paramhamsa stage. This practice is still current in Vrindavan, and there are many places where alms are offered. Unfortunately, there are many beggars who have come to Vrindavan to accept alms, but not follow the process of Sanatana Goswami. People try to imitate him and lead an idle life by practicing Madhukari. Idle life, not ideal life. Idle life. Okay, we have eaten, now we can sleep. It is almost impossible to strictly follow Sanatana Goswami or Rupa Goswami. It is better to accept food offered to Krishna in the temple than to try to imitate Sanatana and Rupa Goswami. So he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. The ideal sannyasi strictly follows the ways practiced by the Goswamis. But definitely we cannot imitate. Sanatanera Vairagya Prabhur Ananda Apara Bhota Kambal Paye Prabhu Chahe Bara Bara. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt unlimited happiness to observe Sanatana Goswami's the strict following of the principles of sannyas. However, he repeatedly glanced at the woolen blanket Sanatana Goswami was wearing. One that what was his name? His brother-in-law gave him, Shrikant. Sanatan janila e prabhu re na bhai, bhota tyag kari bare, chintila upaye. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was repeatedly glancing at this valuable woolen blanket, Sanatana Goswami could understand that the Lord did not approve of it. He then began to consider a way to give it up. Eto chinti gela gangaya madhyana karite ek gaudiya kanta dhuya diyache shukaite. Thinking in this way, Sanatan went to the bank of the Ganga to bathe. While there, he saw that a mendicant from Bengal had washed his quilt and spread it out to dry. Tare kahe aur bhai karu upakare, ei bhota laya ei kanta deha more. Sanatan Goswami then told the Bengali mendicant, "My dear brother, please do me a favor. Trade me your quilt for this woolen blanket." Sei kahe rahasya kar pramanika haya. Bahumulya bhota deba kena kantalaya. The mendicant replied, "Sir, you are a respectable gentleman. Why are you joking with me? Why would you trade your valuable blanket for my torn quilt?" Teho kahe rahasya nahi, kahe satyavani. Bhota laya tumi deha mora kanta khani. Sanatan said, "I'm not joking. I'm simply speaking the truth. Kindly take this blanket in exchange for your torn quilt." Ete bali kanta laya, bhota tare diya, gosai re thai aila, kanta gale diya. Saying this, Sanatan Goswami exchanged the blanket for the quilt. He then returned to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the quilt on his shoulder. Prabhu kahe tomar bhota kambal kotha gela, Prabhu pade sab katha, gosai kahila. When Sanatan Goswami returned, the Lord asked, "Where is your woolen blanket?" Sanatan Goswami then narrated the whole story to the Lord. Prabhu kahe iha ami kari achi vichara, vishay roga khandaila, Krishna ye tomara, sekene rakhive tomar, shesha vishay bhoga, roga khandi sada vedya, na rakhe shesha roga. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, "I have already deliberately considered this matter. Since Lord Krishna is very merciful, he has nullified your attachment for material things. Why should Krishna allow you to maintain a last bit of material attachment? After vanquishing a disease, a good physician does not allow any of the disease to remain. So, so that was your last attachment. Krishna has taken that away also. Tin mudrar bhota gaye, madhukari gras, dharma hani hai, loka kare upahas. It is contradictory to practice madhukari and at the same time wear a valuable blanket. One loses his spiritual strength by doing this, and one will also become an object of jokes. Gosai kahe ye khandila ko vishay bhoga, tare chai gela moha shesha vishay roga. Sanatana Goswami replied, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has saved me from the sinful life of material existence. By his desire, my last piece of material attraction is now gone. See, this is the mood of Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami. They don't want to be attached to anything. And Mahaprabhu is saying, Krishna is so kind, so merciful upon you. He has taken away the last attachment. And Sanatana Goswami is also saying the same way. That is bhakti. And just looking at that and looking at our situation, we have long way to go. That's all I can say. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments? Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.